basically just show you how to use the document browser. It's this incredibly flexible and powerful framework that gives you a lot of abilities that would take a lot of time to sort of build yourself. So everything we've done before has always been in single view app over here. This time, and the reason we did that was because we wanted to actually show you all the various things that we have to do. Go through all the steps to actually get the functionality that we want. But document-based apps are just so easy and so powerful, we're just going to step right into that. All right, so I select document-based app. I create a new project. I stick it someplace here. Yes, I started doing this just a minute ago. Okay, and it's going to create some stuff. If we look around at what we've got here, come on, come on. This is it. All right, so this is the storyboard. There's a main document view controller here, and then there's this other one for displaying an actual document. Okay, they're not actually attached because we're not using a navigation view controller or anything like that to do a segue between them. Instead, we're going to be using the present that I mentioned in the slides to present another view controller. The way that we do that is that we get a pointer or a reference to the storyboard, and then we look for the view controller whose name matches what we want, in this case, document view controller. And then we can use that to present modally, just bring it up and covering the entire screen until we want to go away. All right. And in this case, all this view controller is going to do is it's going to have a file name. It's going to have a done button that then goes away. All right. We're going to change that a little bit because we want it to actually show at least one type of file. And the type of file that I want to be able to show is PDF. So let's just run this. Okay, I haven't modified anything yet. This is just a brand new app. And I run it. Okay, weird stuff here. All right, now I've already been running on with another app on this simulator. So when it shows Cloud Drive here, which is very cool, it's showing the Cloud Drive, I've already logged in. All right, you'll have to log in yourself on all yours. Now in my Cloud Drive, there's a lot of stuff here, right? A lot of different files that I've got access to, and this is transparently giving me access to all these things. Now these are a bunch of PDFs. This is the preview iCloud Drive. I'd like to be able to do things with these PDFs. I'd like to be able to see one, for instance. I can't because they're grayed out. And the reason that they're grayed out is that I haven't registered to actually do anything with those file types. So I mentioned in class this idea of this universal type identifier, the UTI. And I have to specifically register for those here. And the way you do that is you come into your sort of main preferences for settings for your project. You come over to info, and then you look at the document types. Document types here is where you have to list every type of document you want to do anything with. Exported, you list things or document types that you are actually creating yourself, things that are brand new to your application. Imported are other ones that you're using from other folks, but things that aren't in the sort of standard set of Apple blessed document types. Okay, but anything that's here that you're creating or that you're using from elsewhere that Apple doesn't bless also has to be over here in the document types. Now, what I want to do, I mean, this has got images here. That's the only thing that it can actually do anything with right now. And probably it can display it. Maybe it can display it. I don't know. But what I want to do is use PDFs. Okay, so what I need to do is come up, and PDFs is also a standard Apple blessed UTI. And there's a link in the resources tab on the web page to the document that Apple has for all the UTIs that they accept. And those are the ones that go here and don't need to be imported. All right, but everything has to go here in the end. So let's create another one here. The one that I want is, I've already looked it up from Apple, is PDF, and the types are com.adobe.pdf. All right, and then I need to have some additional properties here that specify, oops, I created another one by mistake. Well, I'll just ignore that. I want to specify some properties that tell iOS how I can actually deal with those things. So I'm just going to copy those over from the previous ones because this is a little funky in that if I try to come down here and say CF bundle type, it's not going to actually find it, right? It's not going to be able to type ahead for it. So I have to type this exactly. And these are just two things that you need, two properties that you need to set up in order to be able to handle documents in that browser. So there's one. I also need this ls handler rank. And it's got to be exact, ls handler rank. And here I want to be an alternate. And this is just my role. My role is an alternate for this type of PDF. I don't own it myself, but I can actually do fun things with it. Instead of viewer, I could actually have editor here, even though I'm not actually doing anything editing-wise yet. Okay, so now I've set up this new PDF here. And what I'm hoping is that when I go back into the browser and it shows me those PDFs, they're not going to be grayed out. They'll be in full color, which means that I can access them. Oh, they're there. Okay. So Adventure Cyclist. Poof. So this is the second of the view controllers you saw on the main storyboard. Doesn't do anything. Just shows the name of it, and then I can hit done and leave. Okay. So I actually want to see that. And so PDFKit is this wonderful thing that that Apple, this framework that they've come out with, that allows you to do all sorts of good stuff with PDFs in a very nice, concise way. So first thing I have to do is import that thing, PDFKit. Okay, I've imported it. And now this is the part, this is the view will appear of that second view controller, the one that had that done button. Okay, and now all it's going to do here is display this label, set this label to be the name of the document, and display the done, and if the done button gets hit, it dismisses the whole thing. The modal view goes away. All right, so what I want to do is overload this, or not overload it, but modify it so that it'll actually look at the PDF that I want it to look at too. So I've got PDFKit up there. What I need to do is figure out, first of all, whether or not the document is a PDF document. And I have the URL, right? The URL is right down here. So actually, I'm going to turn this into a non-optional URL. If let URL equals self.document dot, what was it? File, URL, yeah, that's it. Then we do all this stuff. Okay, and then under success here, if we're able to open the document, which means basically that it exists, now I can try to do something specific to PDF. So I can say if URL.path extension equals to PDF, not .pdf, just PDF, then I know it's a PDF document. And at this point, then I need to do a couple things to show a PDF, but only a couple things. First of all, I need to create the new PDF view. All right, so I'll say let PDF view be equal to PDF view. And in here, like any view, I have two different possible initializers, and frame is what I want to do. The frame that I want here is probably the same frame as the view controller that I'm already in, or the view that I'm already in. So I'll just say view.bounds. And make it self, just to be sure that we know what we're talking about here. And then I need to create a document. Let dot equal to PDF document. And in here, the initializer that I'll choose is just the one with the URL. And now I set PDF view.document equal to the doc. And I'm pretty much done. All I need to do now is add this new PDF view as a subview of the current view. So I say self.view.add sub PDF view. And I run it. Okay, so here we are again. I've got all these different PDFs. Let me download a different one and then actually look at that. Poof, there it goes. Consume, do whatever I want. Uh-oh, okay, so there's a slight problem here in that I can do all this stuff, but I can't get back out, right? Because I've obscured that done button. So the way that I need to deal with that is to dismiss this modal view. And I've already got code down here to do that, right? It's just that I need to find some way to activate that even though the button's not showing. Okay, so the way that I'm going to do that is I'm just going to add a gesture recognizer. So I'm going to say let recog equal to UI tap gesture recognizer. Target's going to be self. And I have a selector up there, but let me first define the function here. It's going to be Objective-C linkage. Called doTap recog UI tap gesture recognizer. Poof. All right, so that's defined. It doesn't do anything, but it's defined. And down here, I could say pound selector doTap. All right, so I've created the recognizer here, and I need to parameterize it. Number of taps required is equal to 1. Recog. Number of touches is equal to 1. And then I just need to add it to the current view. Self.view. Actually, wait a minute. PDF view dot add gesture recognizer recog. Right, that's all I need to do to create this thing. Yeah. Self dot. Okay. Now in here, I need to actually do my action, which is to dismiss the current view. And the one that's actually going to get dismissed here is the view of the document view controller, that second view controller on the screen. And what I've done is I've created a new view that's a subview of that. But if I kill this thing, it's also going to kill my view too, because it's a subview. So let's try it. Okay, here we are. We're back in the browser. I can look at one of these documents. I can still move around. I can zoom into this beautiful landscape. And then if I want to get rid of it, I just tap. Poof, done.